Whistle live stream. We're here at the studio at Illinois Media School.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years.
Woot, woot.
Welcome to another episode of ASMR. Blow the whistle. That's not a really bad idea. I'm button tapping. We have quite the show for you guys today.
You're too quiet. You're too quiet when you whisper.
I can't even hear you.
Tyler,
Isn't that the point of? Isn't that for the point of whispering?
No, you're supposed to still be able to project.
Wait, if anybody was trying to fall asleep, we sure as hell woke him up right now.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's time to put on a happy face. Oh, good night. Are we gonna start this stuff again?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
this is,
we already started before the show
It is
even
the song that never ends.
We're just carrying on our energy from yesterday into today.
Yeah, the train's still going off the tracks. It is barreling down that mountain, folks.
Choo, choo.
But
I'm the caboose.
But we got a show for you guys today. We're going to talk NBA draft as we're going to be hitting that tomorrow. Some NFL news, some LIV Golf news, and then we're going to hit on the greatest segment of them all. You're Killing Me Smalls.
Which could take an hour and a half if it goes like it did yesterday.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. It might go longer.
Just saying.
We don't got nothing to do after this, so.
And then, TJ.
I do.
TJ,
You do?
just
Oh, yeah, you do. You have your show.
Just so you know,
Forgot it's Wednesday.
we might do an Irish goodbye today.
We did it yesterday, so we might just keep the trend going. I mentioned about a Midwestern goodbye.
We might just cut, like, mid-pause.
I mentioned it.
Irish goodbye, everybody.
I mentioned to David, I'm like, guys, this is like a Midwestern goodbye. And he goes, oh, I can make it an Irish goodbye, and just mutes the mics, and we were done. That was
So
our
if anybody
show.
was waiting
Kills
for
it
something
completely.
yesterday, I apologize.
That was it.
Just goodbye.
See you
But- See you next week. But anyways, let's try to
rein it in.
rein it in. I'm trying.
Jeez.
We just kind of keep going on and on and on,
Guess
which is
what?
always good. What?
Grogu. Grogu.
So the NBA draft is Thursday.
I just noticed he was hiding behind a computer. It was fun. Tell me that wasn't entertainment. It was. See?
Hey, show him how you made him wink.
Oh, you mean like this? Oh.
All right. NBA draft tomorrow. I'm going to start it off real simple question. Who do you guys think is going to get picked off number one overall? Give us your guys' thoughts on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1. That's BLOWTWHISTLE1. Grogu.
I'm personally hoping no one gets picked off tomorrow. Number one.
Picked off the board.
Such a weird way to say it. That's all I'm
Everybody
saying.
down!
It's such a weird thing to say.
Everybody down!
One of those guys walking up there, baseball comes flying out of the crowd. He's out! He's out! Unbelievable.
Home run doesn't go number one, and all of a sudden he's charging at everybody, trying to stab him through the eye with his body because he looks like a damn toothpick. Take that! And that! Oh, you want to know who I think's going number one?
Yeah. That was the first question.
It should be Jaden Ivey, who I think is going to be the best player out of this draft class, bar none.
Okay.
Everything that I heard is probably Paolo or kid from Auburn,
Jabari Smith.
Jabari Smith.
I always want to call him Jameis.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say his name, so I didn't look completely stupid. Half stupid for being like, the kid from Auburn that everybody's been talking about for the last 7 months.
That's a real
Okay.
bad thing when all of a sudden you're going, the guy from
Listen,
the place.
I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. I'll use every dad term in the world. I know your name, I was testing you.
Yeah. That is.
God, I haven't heard that one in a
absolutely
long
something I've heard
time.
many a times. 100%.
Andrew, who do you think?
I mean, listen, yesterday on the radio show, I said personally for myself, I like Shaden Sharp a lot. I know there's a lot of question marks because he didn't play, but I think he's really one of the most complete players in this draft, along with Jaden Ivey. Don't get me wrong. Ivey is one of the most complete players in this draft, too, along with Keegan Murray as well. I do think Paolo, though, because of that kind of the big name coming out of the big program at Duke, I think is going to be the main reason why he's probably projected, in, for me at least, to go number 1 overall. There's also minimal red flags on him other than just he had the 1 year and he kind of had some moments against the better competition where he didn't always
like a moe.
Yeah, and he's got the condition where he sweats like crazy, which can dehydrate him really fast. So obviously with a lot of these guys, there's a bunch of giant question marks with each one of them. But
just see him on the side, like,
yeah,
hook me
exactly,
up,
right? Douse me. But I think he's right now the guy I would say to be the number 1 pick, just because Holmgren's too skinny. Smith, unfortunately, has disappeared at times against the better competition. Again, Paolo has as well, but Paolo has shown he's also been able to power through in the bigger competition of the NCAA tournament. He played a lot better against that better competition.
Oh, I got a joke.
All right, go.
Do you know how skinny Holmgren is?
How?
When he turns sideways, he disappears.
Get out.
It was good. Come on. It was good. Good.
It was.
I was expecting you to say like he turns into the basket or something like that. I mean,
Why? No.
I don't know. I was expecting.
I have no words for that. All I can think
Tyler's
of.
got no comment.
All I can think of is this might really like show out my age, but it just made me think of SpongeBob, the episode with that one that one fish. Flats.
Yeah.
Flats.
Turns sideways.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or like the dude from Who Framed Roger Rabbit when he gets steamrolled.
Or Flat Stanley. All right, anyways. Who I think is going to go first overall, I'm thinking it's going to be Jabari Smith because I'm looking at Orlando's roster. I mean, first off, they could really pick anyone and they would be okay because they need players in about any position. The only ones that I think that are like actually been solid guys for them is Cole Anthony, and Wendell Carter has started to show up a little more after leaving Chicago. But they do need they need an extra big man because, I mean, the rumors about Mo Bamba, they're trying to, it sounds like they're trying to get rid of him, and the possibility of Chicago getting Mo Bamba. So, I mean, Jabari Smith to me just makes the most sense. And I like Jaden Ivey, but I mean, I don't think he's going to get picked that high in the draft.
I mean,
he's going to be one of the best in this class.
The only thing with Jaden Ivey, look, he's probably going to be a top 5 pick in this draft because he was one of the best players in the country. I think the only thing that's holding him back is that people look at the Big Ten and they don't necessarily think right off the bat like great basketball, but there were probably some of the best basketball players in the country coming from that program, from that conference, I should say, and especially from that program being Jaden Ivey, who led, I think, a pretty good group of Boilermakers on that team that could have gone really. I mean, they were being picked a lot by myself and many others to be a national.
He really
championship
changed
contender.
that team to be better than I originally thought they were going to
Absolutely.
be.
I would say, other than the SEC, Big Ten was probably the best conference in the nation last year.
Absolutely.
In college basketball. Because it sure as hell wasn't the ACC.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, the Big Ten, all of them started off really hot, and then they kind of crumbled a little bit. But they were starting to become a little inconsistent. But no, I agree. Big Ten, aside from the SEC, was the strongest.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jabari. There's a ton of guys in this thing that you could easily say might be number 1 overall pick worthy because everybody's got a lot of talent in this draft. But it's really coming down, I think, to 3 guys, right? It's Holmgren, it's Smith, and it's Banchero, I think, at this point. Everybody else is kind of, as far as the odds makers are concerned, if you want to go by the odds, from Jaden Ivey down, everybody else is kind of like sitting on the outside. But I would say right now, for me, I would say Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray are probably the most complete players right now in the draft. I would put Shaden Sharp as a complete question mark at this point just because, again, we don't know what he can be at the next level. We did not see him play. His skill set and his size from high school just says, this kid might be able to play at the next level. But there's a bunch of guys in here where I think it's really going to come down to who needs what or who's favoring what or who wants to rebuild at this point because everybody's trying to move off their draft picks. which tells me that they're not convinced that this is the draft class that's going to change anything for them right off from the get-go. You know,
Well,
Who's the kid from Europe that everybody's talking about?
Nikola
Jovic.
Jovic.
Yeah, he's the top European player right now, as far as being the guy that's supposed to be the equate to
I
like
heard somebody-
Jokic and
I heard
guys like
somebody
that.
say that name really quick, and I was like, when did Djokovic decide to start playing?
Yeah, everybody's confused. They're like, wait a minute, no, he
It's
doesn't
been throwing
play.
me off. I'm like, oh wow, we're gonna have so much confusion.
That's the thing is
say
there's
this.
Nikola
Doncic.
Vucevic and there's
Vooch.
Vucevic, Doncic,
yeah, I know. There's
Jokic, Jovic.
there's a lot of itches and skis in this NBA now. A lot of itches and skis are
Well,
popping
but here's
up.
the thing. Once again, it's another Eastern European player who will probably have phenomenal offense here in about 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
and have absolutely no defense.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's skinny himself. He's like 210. I mean, he's 6'10", 210. So
Bigger than Holmgren.
Yeah.
it's true. He's a fantastic talent, and he's long and he's tall. But I mean, you give him 30 more pounds, I think he can compete for
Which
sure.
he was brought up as one of the possibilities, because I just want to go with this real quick while we go to the other NBA news.
Talk about the Bulls.
Well, we are
Well, I mean, it's worth mentioning.
we are from the Chicagoland
pick.
area.
Yeah.
That's where I'm gonna go.
That's how much I don't.
Do
give
you
a
think they're gonna pick at the number 18 spot, or are they gonna trade it away and land someone to really turn the team around?
Donovan Mitchell?
I wouldn't do that. I don't think they're gonna do that because I don't think they're gonna give him up. But I would say I think they're going to explore every possible trade notion that they can. Because at this point, listen, this team is not built like any other team that we've seen right now go to the playoffs at this point, right? I mean, Boston through the draft, Warriors through the draft. This team has been built through trades and free agency. So I think they're fully invested on, all right, we're just going to try and win this thing right now, hold on to these players for as long as we can and see what happens. So I think they're going to try to package the pick with whoever they possibly can to get whatever top player they can get on this team to help them win right now. Be it Rudy Gobert or be it Mo Bamba or somebody like that to be able to try and turn this team around, because at this point, drafting somebody at 18 is basically the same thing we've seen for years, right? Paxton and Foreman did that constantly, and we ended up with guys like Snell and all these other dudes that ended up just being role players off the bench.
Yeah.
You know, unless there's somebody out there that lands at 18 that's like, we can't pass on him. We think he's going to be that big of a difference maker, but there's nobody else out there. It's like the top 5 guys, maybe top 10 guys that are going to actually make a difference potentially, and then everybody else is just a crapshoot.
See, the Bulls have, I mean, take you last year as an example. They didn't get a pick until the second round, and they got a promising guard in Ayo Dosunmu.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, not saying anything against, obviously, like you're on the wood with it, that the players in the top 10 are usually like considered the promising ones. But
yeah.
who knows? I mean, that's the thing. You kind of like, you don't even know.
I mean,
but I think
yeah.
I think Chicago, like exactly like what you were pointing out, is that they built this team off trades, and I think now that they realize what they were able to do last year with what they had, and knowing that they're just like right there to contend for the East, I think, and from everything that I'm hearing, I'm pretty set that they're going to be looking to get that one key player that's already currently in the league, and to change this team around. Like if it's either Mo Bamba, Gobert, which Gobert has been the name that's been floating around
absolutely. I mean,
all the time. Ayton has been there for a little bit, but it sounds like the Suns are open to trading their 8th pick to create more space to
they want to create cap space so that they can re-sign DeAndre Ayton, because
see, now that one
it sounds like
me.
nobody wants to pay him the contract for the level that he's been playing at,
right?
Because for a big man that's been able to score, it's kind of been average at this time. For what he does on rebounds, it's been a little bit average, maybe even below average. What he does defensively is well below average from what the league is right now. I mean, if you don't have a Joel, everybody wants to get the Joel Embiid, where you're not going to always get that guy.
Right.
But if he can get to a 20 and 10 guy that can give you like a block a game, that's exactly what they want out of Ayton, and he's not been delivering.
It seems like we saw that more of Ayton in the year that last year where Phoenix made it to the finals.
Right.
And we didn't really see it that much this year. So I mean, with how much money he's asking, that's just a lot. That's quite a risky move to kind of throw that money.
Well,
out
and
there.
if you're, again, we said this yesterday with Gobert and with Ayton. You're fighting with your teammates about your place on the team. How is going to Chicago, where there's ultimately going to be 2 superstars, all-stars, mind you, on that roster? How is that going to work? How is that dynamic going to change from what is there in Utah with Gobert arguing with Donovan Mitchell or Ayton arguing with Chris Paul and Devin Booker? It's not. It's not going to change anything.
Do you think Rudy Gobert would be more open to listening to Rosen because he's more of that veteran leader?
It's possible.
It's possible. I mean, that is a possibility. And if that'd be a perfect world. Because then you got like an all-star defender, and he's not being a crybaby.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that. I think because Donovan's younger than Rudy Gobert, I think this is Rudy saying, I'm older, I should be in charge of the team. But it's not how this goes. Best player should be the captain, or at least the leader of the team. I mean, or maybe not even the best, maybe not even the best player, but the guy who shows the best leadership should be the leader of the team. And on the Bulls, that's DeRozan right now.
Absolutely.
So
well, the NBA draft is tomorrow. We're gonna find out and see who's going where and all that stuff. But other news in the NBA is Kyrie Irving came out and he's basically wanting out of Brooklyn. And a lot of the 2 most named like that's been thrown out there of the teams is either going out west to the Lakers or Clippers, and then even the Knicks was thrown in there as well. To me, it don't matter where he goes. It's just like if you look at his past history, after he left Cleveland, it's just he goes to a team expecting to turn that team around, and then it's just dumpster fire.
Yeah,
and then dumpster fire. Where do you guys see him going anywhere? Like, do you guys see him going out west or across a few blocks to the Knicks? Which I don't know how far Brooklyn and
I don't get the Knicks one. So what? You're not gonna play half the season again?
I mean, well, they've.
I'm sure the mandate
pulled the mandate at this point.
But
so
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly.
He wants to go and be back with his best buddy.
Right. These are listen. Right now I've heard the Knicks and the Lakers are the top ones. The Clippers are kind of in the backseat at this point.
Like we said yesterday,
it's
sign and trade.
Yeah, yes.
Brooklyn trades him to the Lakers and gets Russell Westbrook.
Let's do. I want to see chaos, man. I'd love to see chaos. I think this is just the Lakers and the Knicks being like, we're 2 of the franchises in the biggest markets in the country right now, and we suck. And they're trying to throw a Hail Mary.
You suck!
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to throw a Hail Mary to try and save their franchise.
They're trying to chocolate starfish this thing. Oh, come on, TJ! That's what I'm talking about!
Such a shoehorn. Very good, though. I mean, well, listen, I even question if this is Kyrie Irving. Probably, he's like the guy saying, I think this is the Nets basically saying, like, look, we really don't want to make this deal happen. And he's like, no, I don't want this deal to happen. It's that whole thing. It's like, no, I broke up with her. She didn't break up with me. It's no.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Kyrie is hanging out with Blue and Aaron Rodgers?
It's possible. The way that he thinks, are you kidding me? I wouldn't be surprised.
Crystals all over the court.
Yeah.
Burning sage.
burning sage.
Yeah.
He does burn sage before every game.
He does. He does do something.
He cleanses.
Maybe that's like his. Maybe that's his like substitute for not getting the vaccine.
Obviously, that didn't do you any kind of good in the playoffs, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, you have to be. The Nets said they wanted somebody who plays selfless, plays with the team, and is available. Does any of that even fit Kyrie Irving at all from what we've seen in just the time he's been with Brooklyn? He has been out of the bubble. He has been playing with teammates up until the point that he got hurt last year, and then he was complaining about the fact that James Harden was injured. And then this year, he sits out the whole season because he doesn't want to get the vax, that he comes back for only the away games, and then he goes to the playoffs full time, but he misses time during the playoffs because of Ramadan, which I get is a religious thing, but at the same time, what are you willing to do in order to help your team win? I'm sorry. None of that ever will equate to what Kyrie Irving is
Jewish?
about. No, he's Muslim.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a practicing Muslim, from what I understand. Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right. I couldn't remember if Ramadan was Muslim or.
Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, it's yes. So I
Muslim.
understand that. I understand that that's reaching into a boundary that maybe make people upset. But come on, I mean, really, the playoffs is the right time for you to start doing this? I don't know.
Here's what I want to have happen.
Spill it.
I want the Brooklyn Nets to let him go to the Lakers or to New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Bring in Rajon Rondo and win a title. And just look at Kyrie and go, you suck.
Well, I mean, that's if KD decides to stay. Because he said he's
Well,
like...
see, KD, he came out. He's not even trying to recruit.
No,
for
he's not even...
Irving's replacement.
Okay, here's my thing. What is with all these primetime players? Because there's somebody just south of them that's doing the same damn thing. Beal came out and said, I've made a decision I just don't want to say.
Well, that's ironic. I just got a notification. Irving would make $30 million less with LA than what he could if he decides to stay with the Nets.
Yes, that is...
Oh, God. No, Kyrie, no.
That's $30 million less of sage he can buy.
This is true.
I mean, look, when it comes to the Kevin Durant thing, I think he's trying to just fish one more final title out of it.
I want to see him do it on his own.
I mean,
He can't.
the thing is
Exactly.
He can't.
That's the thing is that he
can't do it as the predominant leader of the group.
No.
he's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
He
of
totally,
the NBA
he
right
totally
now,
exposed
where-
himself on that.
Yeah.
When he went to Golden
Without the
State.
skyhook.
Right, yeah. He's the new Kareem of the NBA where he needs a guy to be a leader for him, which, by the way, listen, I'm
He's
not
even
saying,
got Kareem's attitude.
I know. I'm not saying that Kareem is not a
Captain.
leader in his own right, but let's be honest. When we talk about those 80s Lakers, who do we always talk about? It's Magic
James
Johnson.
Worthy. Michael Cooper.
You are the strange one, I gotta say that.
Michael Cooper. Actually, you want to know what's funny? James Worthy and Michael Cooper were my favorite players on the,
Were they really?
on the
Oh, wow.
Lakers.
There you go.
On the 80s Lakers,
I mean,
yes.
And listen, I mean, it might differ for everybody, but most people will say Magic Johnson,
Oh,
right?
Magic, yeah, it's
Where
easy.
Kareem, you could easily say, we always say Scottie Pippen's one of the greatest twos of all time. You could easily say Kareem was one of the greatest twos of all time. We could say the same thing for KD if he would just own up to being a number two, but he never wants that. He wants to be Batman and not be Robin. It's okay to be Robin. Robin still gets a lot of love.
On paper, he wants to be
And he wears
the Batman.
tights.
Yes.
He does wear
He
tights.
looks fabulous.
He
On
does.
paper, he wants to be looked as the Batman.
Of course.
But like when he's playing, he doesn't want to be like really that leader because
Right.
he knows he can't be.
He wants all the glory of being the superstar without any of the process of being the leader of the team. Which you can't really cherry pick on that, unfortunately. If you're going to be the best player, sometimes that leadership role is going to be stuck on you, depending on the team, of course. I mean, again, I know we argued about this yesterday on the radio side of things. If he were to come to Chicago, he would not have to worry about being the leader on the team. He would just have to be the best player on the team.
Stop!
He would just have to be the best player on the team. He would just have to be the best player on the team because that's what he was at Golden State. He was not the leader of the team, but he certainly was the best player.
What
on
if
the team,
DeRozan
no matter
goes down?
What Charles Barkley says.
What if DeRozan goes down? Then what?
Then
The Bulls are back like what they were in the Garpax days.
We go with Lonzo then.
We don't even know if he's going to come back.
Well, then we find the replacement.
No.
Caruso. We go with Caruso.
No.
We just keep shoehorning it down the line until we find someone.
Shoehorning it down the
We just
line.
keep going. We just keep going.
The Bulls came so close. And why would they throw it away against
So
Kevin
close
Durant?
to what?
We got
Make it past the first round.
Wait a minute. Did I miss something here?
I don't know. The Bulls need a premier player, and I'm just saying he would be that factor, that
Do
X
they, though?
factor. They do. They really do.
Do they though?
I don't
They
think
need
know.
that guy that they can rely on to go get 30, 40 points on any given night.
What's DeMar DeRozan?
DeMar DeRozan is
30,
kind of their
40
leader.
points.
He's like your 25, 26
No,
points.
the Bulls need defense.
I
ain't gonna
don't
play
disagree with
defense.
that, but they also need another guy. And if you're trading Levine away, if you don't want to give him that money, go get Kevin Durant.
You want to talk about flat Stanley?
No.
Kevin Durant's flat
And then go
Stanley.
get Mitchell Robinson and Mo Bamba for cheap. You're going to sacrifice one way or another because you're going to have to sign Zach LaVine to a big contract. So you're sacrificing some money that's going to go
I
to the
will
bench.
say this right now. Do not sign him to that max deal.
They're going to.
They're going to, though.
No!
That's the problem.
They're going to. Why?
All
They
right.
don't have a choice.
You always have a choice.
Who's the sign-in trade that you can make for? And if you say Donovan Mitchell, it's not going to make any
No.
sense because they're not going to make that move.
Why would they do that? You're basically getting the same thing for the same thing.
I think Donovan Mitchell's better, and he could be a fucking star. an absolute star.
He is.
I honestly think he does not like it in Utah, which I don't blame him.
Would. Utah's awful.
I mean, it is Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I mean, still.
Is there a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses out there?
Yeah, there are. There's
Mormons.
Mormons. Right, yeah, Mormons.
Jesus. And on that note, welcome. Starfish.
Wrong one.
Wrong star. There you go.
Well, you know what? That's perfect because that will lead us to our next segment. We're going to talk about a little more NFL news, and the chocolate starfish is going to be talked about a lot more next on Blow the Whistle.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments, and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed naked clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Welcome back to Blow the Whistle. Still here with you because I forgot. I'm just not realizing I didn't introduce us in the beginning of the show. So I'm Tyler Buterbaugh with David Double T Dykstra and Andrew Pepe Valentin.
Didn't even realize that he didn't even introduce us.
And he wonders why I prefer being the lead host.
Well, you started doing the whole whispering thing, and then you yelled at me about not whispery enough.
No, you weren't projecting your voice.
It's called whispering for
Yeah,
a
but
reason.
when you whisper, you can also project your voice.
Well, if you whisper louder, then yeah.
No, you don't have to whisper louder. You can just project your voice more by breathing from your diaphragm, you dill hole.
All right, we're back, and we're going to talk.
I don't even know what to say.
He's got nothing.
Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing. I went blank.
As some news broke out about the chocolate starfish, that 20 of the 24 cases have been settled. So,
Pointing right at you right there.
pointing right at you. Guilty.
He wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
So my question to you guys and to our listeners and viewers is, do we expect Deshaun Watson to get at least a year suspension from the NFL? Give us your guys' thoughts on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. Pepe!
That wasn't Portuguese.
Yeah, no, that was my own twang to it.
That was Spanglish.
Spanglish.
That was somebody yelling it from across the room halfway through their inebriation.
I stared right into your sunglasses.
He did. He did. Was I staring back, though? That's the real question.
I was hoping you would.
No, I think he's definitely going to have to get more than a year suspension on this. I'm thinking a year and a half, just because now, obviously, with these these civil suits now being settled, obviously, we know that there's 4 right now that are kind of setting out, of course, by the number. there could still be more. We never know. There could still be more that eventually do add on to this. I mean, this couldn't. I mean, we heard 66 women were appointed to him as their masseuse by him or by the organization that the
Chocolate
Texans,
starfish.
whatever. Yes. So I think that a year and a half, probably is where I would set it at right now. Again, we say though, if it's Trevor Bauer getting like 2 years for what he did with the Major League Baseball, which was just one woman, then he should seriously be getting at least 2 years when you're considering that it was over 20 women, possibly going to hit 30, again, depending on if there's more lawsuits. So I would say, personally myself, a year and a half, but I would say probably 2 years.
Because when you look at how the NFL...
24 chocolate starfishes.
He's just going to keep saying.
20 settled. 20 chocolate starfish settled.
Yes.
But...
They take some Metamucil and it relaxed? How do you relax a starfish? This town needs an enema.
I'm not.
With exactly what he wanted.
Oh my God.
That's how you relax it.
We just started the second segment. We've
I
already
know.
derailed.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's
though.
gone. It's already gone.
I guess.
Go ahead.
No,
ask your
I mean.
question now. Ask your question. I'll try to be serious.
Okay.
Live.
David,
Yes.
do you think at least a year suspension?
I think if they don't give him at least a year, there's going to be serious repercussions just because of the Trevor Bauer thing. Trevor Bauer was one woman. What? Not 24 times that. Just one starfish compared to 24 starfish. It's a whole lot of starfish.
It really says like a lot of. It used to saying a lot of fish in the sea.
There's a lot of starfishes in the sea.
There is. There really
In the
is.
pudding.
No, that's where the proof is at.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yes.
Starfish is in the chocolate.
SpongeBob SquarePants. No, to me, this is where the NFL needs to take a stand. Especially after, even though he's probably never going to play football again, suspending
Ridley
for a year for gambling. I mean, hey, you can play with starfishes all you want, even though the ladies didn't want you to.
But you can't.
But you can't gamble. Even though you weren't playing.
See, that was my whole thought too. Is like the NFL has suspended players for dumber reasons than what is going on with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Like think about Josh Gordon, for example. Granted, it wasn't legal at the time, but I mean,
I still think that was more than weed.
it
could have been.
I
could
still
have
What, you
that
think they
was
just
more-
didn't release it out because they just said marijuana?
They said controlled substance or banned substance.
Is that what they?
Well, yeah, it's the banned
Okay.
substance policy or whatever they want to call
They
it.
never say what the substance
abuse
is.
Substance
That's
abuse
true.
policy, I think, is what
It
they
was
call
just
it.
everyone
So-
assumed that it was weed.
right, yeah. Because
I never assumed it was weed.
I mean, I just went to that kind of jump to the conclusion because
Maybe the first time.
he came out and said that, I mean, it was having to deal with his smoking marijuana and all that stuff. So it could have been more. I don't know, but I mean, look, you equate this to every other kind of thing that's happened, right? You talk about the Ray Rice situation. I mean, we have video proof of him beating his then girlfriend, and as soon as he went on that on the apology tour, all of a sudden she's his fiance now. I mean, and he only gets what 8? He got 6 games, and it counted down to 4 because the NFL didn't receive the tape the right way, which is ridiculous. I mean, if you're saying that's one of those situations where we're seeing him
Well, who
in
was
the
the
elevator
other-
and then dragging her out. This guy is getting accused by this amount. I would say yes, you have to punish him at the right amount for what we're seeing with this kind of, especially with this situation.
I definitely think the system's broken with how they're punishing.
It broke it. It did.
It broke it.
Oh, we're about to even show how much more broken.
Yeah,
it is.
we're about to talk about something that's
You want to see broken?
way more broken.
You want to see
As-
broken?
I'm probably gonna have one of you guys take the lead.
Let
on this,
Andrew
'cause-
take the lead on this. He's been researching it all day long.
My
So
favorite
Andrew,
stuff.
you want to go ahead and mention you want me to introduce it, and then you go to it.
Absolutely, go for it, man.
All right. So other big news in the NFL is the Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder conducted a shadow investigation of the allegations that he had fostered a toxic work culture within his organization and worked closely with the NFL to monitor and ultimately bury the findings from an official internal investigation, according to findings by a Democrat-led U.S. House committee released Wednesday. Andrew, you've been digging a lot more into this. You want to kind of explain it and dig a little bit more into it?
Yeah,
as you know.
So for everybody, obviously, when it comes to the Daniel Snyder, the Washington Commanders situation, what this investigation was, this is about, this is the one that has to do with the emails that were being sent throughout the organization that made it a quote-unquote toxic work environment or toxic work culture, as it's being kind of noted, I guess, in these pages. And
Bro, I've got some toxic work culture I'd like to talk about.
So it's one of those situations where obviously there was all these emails about the potential parties with him and Jay Gruden and the cheerleaders and other people that are obviously high execs within the Commanders organization, within the Washington, organization, and all these like crazy stories and stuff that apparently were being passed through. Well, throughout this investigation, apparently Dan Snyder, as only he can, decided he was going to do his own investigation, which allowed him then to figure out what was going to be apparently found in this U.S. committee investigation. He tried to then bury all the findings and basically plant the blame on former, I think he was president of football operations, Bruce Allen, and other employees, basically saying that they were the problem, not him. Now, to me, that's some evil villain take over the world type of methodical plotting. This is not the mind of some dude that's just like owning the team and is just being like, oh, okay, yeah, there were some problems. This is like, I planned this out in with the string board or whatever, like connecting all the little dots. This is absolutely insane, the fact that he has gone this far. And I can't believe that they have not called for a meeting yet to vote him out. It's insane.
My favorite part is this congressional hearing was like, Daniel Snyder, we would like you to come and testify. He's like, nah.
Yeah.
I got something else going on that day. I can't do it.
He said he'd be out of the country on business.
Yeah, which whatever that means. I feel like he was being like, okay, Sweden. What other place can they
Sweden.
not? Yeah.
Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco, Costa Rica, Portugal. I'm just choosing a place where he can go hide.
I guess he will. Caroline Maloney from New York is on the committee chair, said that she will subpoena Snyder for a deposition next week.
Good.
Because he
should have been subpoenaed in the first place. The fact that he wasn't amazes me, that they were like, hey, can you come and testify? And what do you think he's going to say? He's going to say yes? I'll be happy to do it.
Absolutely.
Of course he's not going to do it. Have you seen how he's been acting? You're out of your mind if you think he's going to be able to do that.
He's like, my dog ate my homework. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking news, and I'm super sad.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I did not see. What happened?
Tony Saragusa died. The goose.
Yeah.
55.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. R.I.P. to Tony Saragusa, man.
One of the best sideline reporters ever. And a hell of a football player.
And one of the best big men out there as well.
Yeah.
That's a hefty man. But yeah, this whole
getting back to the disgusting.
Yes. But the whole thing now you've got this whole word coming from Roger Goodell, who says he has no authority to remove Daniel Snyder as the owner of the Washington Commanders. Which is true, but at the same time, it's the owners then that have to have the power to be able to say, we got to remove this guy, which is obviously a giant question mark because he is so valuable to the league when it comes to the negotiation of the TV rights and their business operations and things like that.
I guess my question out of all of this is, why hasn't something been done sooner? Because this has been going on a very, 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 very long time.
It's like almost 20 years now of this. Basically,
it's not like their franchise is great, like Jerry Jones. I'm being totally
and you're right.
This is such a boys club bullshit thing.
Yeah.
That they're getting away with. And let's not even forget that Jerry Jones has his own issues to deal with.
Yeah.
Too. There's a lot of, it seems like all the billionaires in the world all of a sudden are getting called out, and I'm kind of liking it. You got Daniel Snyder.
Nice.
You got Jerry Jones. You got Vince McMahon. Like all these, Donald Trump. I mean, like all
Elon
these guys,
Musk.
Elon Musk. All these guys, you're in trouble.
It's about time they finally.
Listen.
Oh yeah,
No.
well it's the thing of
Like,
you have
here's the
power
thing.
and you have the power, so you think you can get away with anything. You
Right.
think you're a god because you have money, and
Right.
that's not how this works.
Nope. Everyone's got to follow the same.
Are we gonna
rules.
be like that?
No, we'll have like mini god.
We'll be on
demigod complex.
We need money first.
Here's demigod complex.
Here's the thing, though. We'll be upfront about our perversions.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey now.
I mean, I will. He's married, so that's perverse enough.
I like my closet.
I mean, if anybody wants to do any Harry Potter cosplay, TJ will be down.
I thought he was gonna put up Deshaun Watson as the point.
Starfish. And then if you have a horse to sell, Andrew will be down. Ooh, wow, that sounds really bad.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, no.
Wait, what?
moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. No.
Honestly,
Yeah.
though, getting back to the once again, I don't understand why he's still in the position that he's in.
Yeah.
How he's been able to, and they call him Teflon Dan for a reason.
Yeah.
They call him that because every time they think something's gonna stick, nope.
It's ridiculous how he's easily been able to maneuver around the NFL and still not been punished in any way except for a couple of fines here and there. I mean, you're taking money from the and it's funny how everything else seems okay. You take the money from the owners, and all of a sudden the owners are going, "Well, should we consider voting him out?" And I mean, come on, like that's what starts it. Of course, it's $5 million.
Once they start losing their money,
Yeah.
then it's a problem.
Yeah, and it's $5 million in a multi-billion-dollar industry that you're worried about. But hey, if that's what gets it done, okay.
Yeah. Well, other big news that happened yesterday was tight end Rob Gronkowski has finally officially, so far, this is the second time, announced his retirement.
Again.
I'm calling it right now. I'm going to call this right now.
Go.
Grunk will open a weed and CBD company within a year.
Call it Get Gronked.
Patent that right now.
Seriously. So he has to pay you.
He's got money.
Yeah, so like
And then you can invest.
just like that guy that bought all those Washington nicknames for them before they could
Oh,
buy
that's
the surname.
fantastic.
Spent $60,000 and he's like, I'm gonna get rich real quick, and of course they chose the name that he didn't have
Well, of course
because
they did,
Daniel
because they didn't
Snyder
wanna
is
pay him.
petty.
They didn't
all
wanna
those,
pay him.
oh yeah, all those good names you go with, and you go with Commanders. Just another thing you screwed up.
Commanders.
It was honestly better when
Waiting
they were
for it.
the football team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Waiting for it.
I liked it better as that. I'll say this. Listen, for Gronk, obviously, congratulations to him for an amazing career. If this is
First ballot?
you know what? I would say maybe second.
Would you put him up there with Tony Gonzalez?
I'd put him as a top 10 tight end.
No. I'm talking greatest of all time.
No, I wouldn't say he's the greatest of all time. I'd say he's one of them, but I wouldn't say he is the greatest of all time.
I'd say top 5.
I might go that high. Listen, his numbers are capable. I mean, he has over 9,000 yards, 92 touchdowns. I mean,
Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates,
Kellen Winslow. People forget
People
about
do
him.
not give
They
Kellen
don't-
Winslow.
If it were not for Kellen Winslow, we would not have a Tony
These
Gonzalez
people.
or Antonio Gates. You got to know that. Folks.
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzy's good. I'd put him in the top 10, but I don't know if I'd put him top 5.
Okay.
I know he was revolutionary, but I don't know about that. John Mackey's in the top 10, I would say, too. Again, people are like, who are these guys?
Dick Butkus? Or not Dick Butkus.
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka.
I think would put him in the top 5 because he
Yeah.
was that you're talking like I would say he's one of those guys like a Steph Curry almost where he changed the game. I
Right.
mean, all of a sudden tight ends can catch now. Wait, what? Kidding me?
But Grunk's right there.
I would say so.
his numbers are going to get him in, and
Of course.
his
His
rings.
championships are there.
His rings.
His
yeah.
championships and his impact on the team and Pro Bowls and all that stuff are going to mean something.
I mean, you could sit there and say without Gronk, there wouldn't have been an Antonio Gates. There wouldn't have been a Greg Kittle.
I mean,
or
Kelsey.
you think listen,
Or-
I don't want to go back on bad history, but you think about it, like Gronk doesn't get drafted by the Patriots and they still take Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's no tight end then there for how many years? And maybe the Patriots don't win those Super Bowls. I mean,
Yeah.
look, and I'm not trying to bring up bad things on that. I'm just saying, like, you have to think about that because at that point they were considering these two guys to be the dynamic duo, the next top receivers.
Well, here's an interesting stat. Gronk has the most touchdown catches since 2010 by anyone.
Yeah.
He had 92. Jimmy Graham was second at 85. Antonio Brown 83. And that was prime
See, and
Antonio
I'll be honest
Brown.
with you.
Right.
Mike Evans 75. Des Bryant
Yeah.
75.
I'll be honest with you. Jimmy Graham, not a Hall of Famer in my eyes.
No, I don't think he is.
Because Gronk had a more consistent career than Jimmy Graham. Once Jimmy Graham kind of left the Saints, he was solid with Seattle, but then like he was kind of meh.
His best years were with New Orleans because they knew how to work him in the offense.
Yeah.
As soon as he left that, I don't think Pete Carroll's offense really was ever going to fit him because Russell Wilson had all these other targets to throw to. So it's like, well, then why do I go to Jimmy unless we're in the red zone?
Right.
So that's where he fades out. But no, I think Gronk. Listen, I think Gronk is going to be top 5, top 10.
I think he'll get in
easily.
first ballot.
Yeah.
I think
It's
there's
just
a good
the
chance,
fact that. Oh wow, that's going to be an actual decent class.
Oh,
Yeah.
when he officially enters in, yeah,
That's Roth and him.
yeah, that's going to be a big
Oh,
class.
wow.
So
And it would have been him, Brady, and Roth, but
yeah,
you wonder if that kind of wasn't like Tom's ego too. Is like, I want to go in on a year where there's no other quarterback going into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's going to headline any Hall
he
of
would have
Fame
headlined.
group.
Yeah, he would have headlined over Roth, but it's just the fact that there's another quarterback there.
I mean, he might just be like, I want to do it on my own.
You know, Aaron
terms.
Rodgers be the dude, flip him the bird,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just be like, I'm gonna retire too, same year.
Right, yeah.
Oh, he would. Which you brought up Tom
Which I won't
Brady.
care about.
Do you think Tom Brady's done after this season?
We had this discussion yesterday,
Yeah.
and after you guys talked, and I thought he had 2 years left on his contract, and y'all were like, no, just one. I went,
Yeah.
you know what? He probably will retire after next year.
It makes too much sense. Like, why else? Because they were all saying, like, Gronk would probably come back if he is coming back for a couple more years. But if it's just 1 year, I think Gronk just said, I'm done.
Interestingly enough, though, I will say this much. They drafted a tight end in this past draft.
They did.
Who is really, really underrated.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Who was it?
Coates.
Hold on, I'll look it
Fourth
up.
round. 106.
If the internet would just work with us, give me a moment. Yeah, I know.
Starfish.
There you go.
I love you, TJ.
So they took actually a pair of tight ends. They took Cade Otton in the 4th round, and then they took Ko Kieft in the 6th round.
I'm talking about the 4th round.
Sorry.
I've heard nothing but
Oh.
great things about.
No, Cade Otton is one of those tight ends that, you know, he may be a surpriser. I don't think he's going to put up giant numbers, but he's one of those guys
No
where...
one thought Grunk was going to put
well,
up
yeah,
giant numbers.
but he's one of those guys that in the red zone, like within 20 yards, he's going to get in the end zone.
All you need to do is go, hi, Tom. I love you, your face, and the way you throw the ball. And then Tom Brady will make you a freaking superstar.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He was the star tight end at the University of Washington.
Hey, in
For those
Tampa,
who don't-
anytime you want to trade Chris Godwin to the Bears, that'd be great. Or Atlanta.
Please.
Or Atlanta.
I don't think that's happening this year.
He's going to be a free agent next year.
Oh, yeah, next year.
Atlanta.
But no, you're going to have Calvin Ridley back.
He's not coming back. We'll have Bryce Young on our team.
That's true. Real
Or
quick.
CJ Stroud.
Real quick, too, our
Yeah.
guy B-Mac had some stuff to say about what we've been talking about. So this is for the Bulls. He said, I think the Bulls should look at trying to get Nick Claxton out of Brooklyn. He's 23 and solves the defensive post presence they're looking for. That's true. Nick Claxton is a 6'11", Christian Wood, but
Yeah.
a little bit younger, for those who don't know. And
I
more
like
of a
him.
defensive guy. I do, too. He said, rumors are that the Nets won't match his mid-level offer, for Claxton. Much cheaper than going after Gobert. Totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, and he's skinnier, yes,
and not
but he does help.
What was his name
and
again?
not a
Nick Claxton.
and not a disruptor.
No, he has a good, I'm going to play for the team kind of mentality because that's what he had to do at Brooklyn. And then he also had to say Mitchell and Zach LaVine are basically the same player, except Mitchell is somehow a worse defender and a worse three-point shooter. That is kind of accurate. Yes.
Oh yeah, I do know this
true.
guy. I recognize him. Yeah, I would be like that.
I know him.
Yeah,
I have to see faces. I mean, most of his faces.
I played varsity basketball against him one time. I took him to the hole.
He's one of those guys
I
that
dunked on him.
you don't really, you hear his
That would be
name,
fantastic.
you don't really think of his face, but he's good. He knows what he's doing. So.
I would pay money to see that.
Just give me a trampoline,
I don't even think you could do it with a trampoline.
a big one.
Full court trampoline, maybe.
Yeah, angled upright.
No,
Oh,
not
you
like.
remember that? What was that called?
God.
Slam ball or something?
Slam ball, yes.
Oh,
Slam ball where
yeah.
he uses the trampoline.
So
That shit looks.
Bring
so
back
much fun.
slam ball. All right.
That needs to be a.
Stop
thing
playing
again.
it at those trampoline places that I don't want to go to because there's too many kids. And I want to feel like an old man.
You got listen. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with that because I can't.
Go ahead.
I can't believe I'm about to tell this story.
Go ahead.
Oh please.
So
Please.
we took my middle daughter for her. I want to say maybe like 12th birthday. This was a while back.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I was dating this girl, and she was bigger.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just say that. And my son was like, she was all about the trampolines. So we went to the trampoline park, and my son's where the basketball hoops are, of course, because Dominique loves basketball. So he's bouncing and trying to dunk.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend at the time was like, all right, let me try. Boing, boing. She comes down. I literally see her knee do this. Whoosh. Blew everything out of her knee.
Oh.
My daughter is crying. Why does my birthday always have to be ruined? I'm like, oh my God. I feel so horrible because her mother had been rushed to the hospital on her birthday just like a week before when they were supposed to have a birthday party. I felt so bad for her.
Oh
I
my
felt so bad. And then it was
my God.
6 months of rehab, and as soon as she could walk again, she dumped my ass. How about them apples?
Well, she blew her knee out.
Oh, and I took care of her. Brought her up. We were living together at the time.
Yeah.
Would carry her up the stairs because she couldn't put any weight on the leg. Bring her down the stairs, have her give her showers because she could. All that good stuff. Did all of it. Waited on her hand and foot for 6 months. The moment she could put weight on that knee. Bye, Dave.
At least you didn't get baptized and then told you ever want to see.
Hey, you've been at both spectrums. You almost got sacrificed to Satan.
Yeah.
That's for another
I
time,
always
kids.
was wondering how you jump from that, and then there's another situation. Like two
Well,
opposites.
one was the baptized was on me. The potential Satanist was on a friend hooking me up. So
Potential Satanist. I blame friends.
yes. One was on me. The other one was on my friend.
See,
So
we could do a whole different show just on us
Yes.
and our dating experience.
yes, we could. Maybe one day, folks. Maybe one day.
Make it a little special
Absolutely.
episode. All right. Well, a new player is leaving for the LIV Golf tournament and tour, not
you go.
tournament, tour. And LIV does not mean live. Find out what the hell we're talking about next on Blow the Whistle.
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details. Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed naked clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work.
I've been drinking Coors since my college days. Cold draft taste, the second stuff.
Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right?
You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah.
No. You, sir.
Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss.
Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
Welcome back to Blow the Whistle. Still here with you. Never left, actually. Been here this whole time.
I've been here the whole
time.
God blessed time.
Leave you? Why would I do that?
I would never, ever go
Where am I going?
anywhere. What would make you think I would leave?
I've been here for years. Anyways, Tyler Buterball still here with you. David Double D Dykstra and Andrew Pepe Valentin.
Do you notice this MFer hasn't said his nickname once?
Tyler Ye Old Ball and Chain Buterball.
Yes. But yeah, he was avoiding it.
He was, and he doesn't even say it right. It's
did you
Tyler
forget?
Ye Old Ball and Chain.
I felt like
Buterball.
he either didn't want to say it or he forgot. Did you forget?
I honestly forgot.
Okay. It's one of those two.
And just remember, when he has a kid, it's Tyler Little Daddy. Buterball.
Shout out to Crazy Irish Girl for saying I freaking love you guys.
Thank you.
That is a friend of David's.
Appreciate
It is a friend of mine. It's a friend of mine. I know, it's hard to believe I have friends.
Well, what gave it away was Irish. Irish dad.
Are you racist?
I'm Irish too.
Anyway, sports.
Self-hating.
All right, back to sports.
Yeah.
Sports. So,
I will never forget that as long as I live. Ever getting
Just
ready
came out of
I
nowhere.
don't even know where you were.
I don't know.
But
Oh my God.
Jacob ended up taking over a class that was the sports radio stations.
Oh, I was there.
And he was like, all right, guys, sports. And I was just like, oh my God. It's great. All right, go.
All right. So, okay, I'm trying to get back on track. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Koepka has announced that he is leaving the PGA Tour and heading to the LIV Tour. And as I said, LIV is just not abbreviated LIV. It is the Roman numeral for 54. So that was news to us yesterday.
So stupid.
I'm glad
So
I
dumb.
got to be the one to break it to you guys, too.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb.
Because the reactions that you guys gave were almost as good as the ones Cody Decker gave.
What the
Hey, look, it's another chocolate starfish. Hi, Bruce. I want to call him Bruce every time.
You just did call
I know.
him Bruce.
I want to call him Bruce every time I see his face. Bruce. Not Brooks. Brooks isn't a cool.
Australian.
Brooks is a cool name. That dude should not have a cool name.
He's a pretty cool guy.
No, he's anything but cool. He's a starfish.
Now you're just saying it to say it.
I told
I just
you.
love it that
TJ,
TJ
did I not warn you that I was gonna say it just to say it?
TJ's
See,
like on
exactly.
top of it, and I
We're
absolutely
gonna put a
fucking love
starfish
it.
counter up in the corner. Anytime you say it, it just flips the number.
But it'll be over by the if he doesn't play this year. Oh, we could say the Browns starfished all over themselves.
What?
How does one?
Wait,
you know
you
what?
say-
I'm not gonna ask the question because that's gonna lead to Googles, and we don't want to Googles anything.
As Jacob said, no more Googles.
No more Googles. This could go down a really.
I am
really
not
weird
looking
hole.
that up.
We already have done this numerous times, looking stuff up and going down weird paths. I don't want to do it anymore. I need to be
Alright.
protected.
Portuguese Sanchez? What? What is that? You don't want to know.
Oh, we're going down the community route, the Mexican Halloween, not to be confused with the sex move.
Yeah,
And then there's like a giant search engine filled with Mexican Halloween.
Just gonna get pop-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right.
All right, so I guess my question to you guys and to our listeners is that so far a lot of golfers have left and have gone to the LIV Tour.
Damn it, that's what I should have used for our podcast. Son of a gun.
Koepka wants to live.
Yes.
That is really good.
That's really good.
Bravo, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo.
It takes a while sometimes, but I can hit on a few every once in a while, so.
I think mine was something like Koepka lives and learns.
Something like that. I said something about live, laugh, love.
That's true.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was okay.
That was pretty good.
All right, so
Golf.
golf. Who's next? Who's next to leave and head to the LIV Tour? Give us your guys' thoughts on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1.
David, our golf guru.
Guru.
Actually, let's ask Andrew first.
All right, Andrew.
I want to hear who Andrew thinks might leave next.
Might be the next person to go.
Yeah.
Golf wizard.
I mean, honestly,
Because I've got one, and I'm pretty sure he's pretty much 3/4 of the way out the door.
I think it might be the same person. Well, first off, I'm going to say I think with Koepka leaving, as my blanket answer, I think this kind of proves that any one of these guys could potentially go, no matter how much they're kind of talking about. There's a few guys that I think will be more than anything kind of on the side, like Rory McIlroy.
If you have a $125 million
Yeah.
endorsement deal from Nike, you ain't going nowhere.
Or John Rahm, who turned down, we know we said for $400 million.
400 mil?
And now we know Tiger turned down
900 mil?
almost $1 billion.
I take 10% of that.
Yes,
Seriously.
absolutely.
Screw that. I take 1% of
I was
that.
gonna say I'll take a percentage of that, just 1%. But honestly, I think the next guy that could be on there is gonna be Fowler. I truly feel like Ricky Fowler could be that next guy. It's just because he has not been. I mean, because what? He's not been performing. He has not been playing to the
He's
level.
going to lose his card if he doesn't win this year.
Because he's been. How many times has he missed the cut now? I mean,
lot.
it's been too many to count at this point. This is a guy that used to be a top 10 finish that we were saying he's going to be roaming through the majors, beating all the best, winning all the major tournaments. Like, we were supposed to be seeing this guy by 25 as one of the top golfers in the world, like number one consistently, and he has not been able to deliver. So I think he's going to be the next guy that says, I'm still young, I have a lot of game left in me, this is a new opportunity for me, and I can make more money, and I'm a name brand player. It's a perfect opportunity for him. I think Fowler's the next guy going.
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of it. And I'm going to be real honest about this. If he was smart, he'd be the next guy to go.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it makes too much. It makes too much sense for him. Since you brought up Ricky, who would be? Honestly, I don't know why you haven't offered anything to John Daly.
We keep talking about it.
You want somebody to bring in the crowd? There you go.
That would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he'd do it or not, though.
Yeah.
He is a very patriotic man.
Right.
He loves himself some America.
I mean, the dude dresses in more red, white, and blue than I think anybody else in the history of sports, if other than Evil Knievel, if you want to put it.
He's Panama Santa now.
That's true. That is true.
It's going to be interesting to see who does, who doesn't. Listen, it's a guaranteed $125,000 just when you play.
That's just the money being thrown around.
I'll go play 3 rounds. I'll play like absolute crap.
I was gonna say I won't be good, but I'll do it.
Yeah. Are we playing this with handicaps? Because if we're playing with handicaps, I'm good to go.
Some other names I just found that kind of popped up for me here. This was some of the guys that have been.
I'll let you know what I think.
Patrick Reed, obviously, we already know he's been joined at this. Ricky Fowler is another guy they've mentioned in this. Matt Wolf is another guy they have on here as well. Pat Perez, Bubba Watson, and Jason Kokrak, if I'm saying his last name right. These are some of the names that are.
I don't see Bubba doing it.
Bubba's the interesting one because I know he's very USA kind of.
I don't see, and here's why I don't see. That's true.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. If Ricky goes and kind of starts talking to his boys, that's why Koepka left.
Right.
His brother's on that tour.
Yeah.
And one of his best friends, DJ's now on that tour.
Absolutely.
So it is what it is at this point. But I don't know. Like I couldn't see Bubba making that call.
No, that's the one. I mean, Perez. I mean, Jason, Matt, Pat. Those guys I think make sense because, again, they're kind of like Ian Poulter and Kevin Na. They're guys that maybe you know them, but you're not really going to like be. They're not the wow guys, obviously. So there's good opportunity for them to be in there, have more competition, and obviously earn a pretty sizable paycheck from what they've been doing, obviously in the PGA. So it's a good chance to make some money, obviously.
Brooks Koepka, who's won 4 majors.
Right.
Career earnings, $35 million.
Yeah.
And how much is I forgot how much is he getting?
He's getting $150 million just to play on the tour.
So he just shot up.
Yeah.
5 times. He's now got 5 times more money just for playing on this tour
Then he's made his whole career.
Yeah.
That's
and he's a 4-time major champion.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys see and hear what the PGA Tour commissioner came out about and said that he says we welcome good, healthy competition. The LIV Saudi Golf League is not that. It's an irrational threat. One not concerned with the return on investment or true growth of the game.
No.
Do you think the PGA is actually like threatened by LIV?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Or they wouldn't have responded the way they did by making more tournaments next year. That will have no cuts and have bigger purses.
They have, surprisingly, 8 events, interesting. No cut, interesting, with purses
$20 million.
of $20 million
$20 million.
apiece. Now, we've come out, here's the thing. After the LIV Golf has now come out, too, we've kind of learned a little bit more about them. This is officially being run by... I'm going to try to get the name right here. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is a prince of the Salman family of Saudi Arabia, who is the king of Saudi Arabia, who has an estimated value as a family of, I thought it was 50 billion. It's actually 50 billion, and combined with, I guess, the whole family, if you will, they're only 20 billion actually on their own. So excuse me for getting the number wrong on that point.
Yes, apologize greatly
Yes,
to our next benefactor.
$20 billion.
Listen,
which-
if you can fund a crappy golf league, I got a great show.
for only $2 billion, mind you.
No, listen, no, I don't even want I don't want $2 billion.
No, that's all it costs for this tournament. So I'm only saying that that's what it costs for this tournament. We would not cost anywhere near that.
15 mil? Yeah.
I take 15 mil.
I'd take a,
Not each. I'm just
No.
saying
yeah,
Well, yeah.
all around.
absolutely.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't need that much money to
That
myself.
doesn't, yeah. I don't take.
Just get us
You
a
got
nice
his number, right?
Get us a nice studio.
Yeah, I'll get his number. Yeah, we'll talk.
That would be fantastic.
We'll absolutely talk.
Dude, if we could get him on the phone and interview him, that would be epic.
I can try I have a contact who is from Saudi Arabia. I no idea if I can actually use said contact for this.
That would be
There would probably be. I feel like there's so much red tape I have to go through on this. But
Why?
I will. I think
You calling your buddy.
It's a prince, man.
We're
It's-
talking about sports, yo.
Yeah.
and it's
And
a
then we're going
prince.
to ask him if he wants to invest in the greatest sports talk radio show of all time.
We'll have a pitch meeting ready, so I will explore
that would
said
be
options.
An
But
hell of an investor.
yeah, absolutely. Bye, everybody. Going on an island. But
Oh my God, we could buy our own island
I
and do
know.
our shows from an island.
which actually, this man in fact has his own island. So
sipping on some pina coladas and stuff.
if you could, Mr.
I just drink
Solomon,
beer.
if you could recommend a good island, because I know he is
Listen,
one. So
we each have a
please.
hut on each end of the island.
We take a boat to visit each other.
Forget a hut. I want a mansion. I don't want no hut.
Not like just like a hay hut, like
No,
a nice.
I know that.
A nice hut.
I want a 6-bedroom,
A bougie
4
hut.
bathroom. I want enough bathrooms that I can poo in every level. I can poo in every level.
Starfish.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done.
But no, I mean, listen.
Yes.
You had me in two.
Oh boy.
Better words have never been uttered.
But no, listen. The LIV Golf situation. No matter what Jay Monahan has to say, the one thing that kind of says a lot for where the PGA is at on this is that they never said banned when they talked about the guys that left for the LIV Golf Tour. They said suspended because they want to leave the door obviously open for the opportunity for them to come back and be like, well, you have to work your way from the bottom up. You know, your points are gone, so you'll have to build yourself back up. But they know as soon as if this does fail and they do come back, they want to make sure that they have every opportunity to get those big names back on their list. Because they are threatened by this. Because they know that they have $2 billion in this thing.
Yeah.
Where PGA, I don't know how much money they have. I'm assuming it's probably somewhere in that upper echelon of big money. But they cannot challenge something that clearly has the ability to say, we're out another billion. Oh, just bring in another billion. We're out another billion. Just bring in another billion. Over and over and over again. You can't beat that, unfortunately. And I mean, we talked about this at some point. The challenge is gonna a challenge is gonna happen between these two at some point.
I was just gonna.
It has to.
It has
I was
to.
just gonna bring up.
You
David-
want to capitalize on what's going on right now and just get paid, PGA and LIV.
Yeah.
Just get paid. You have a Ryder Cup style match play against one another. Your best against our best, and just.
You know how everyone would pay to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
Absolutely.
And you get the biggest defunctors of
Defunctors. It's a funny word.
That's just a funny word.
yeah. Well, so is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but not everybody laughs at it when they say it.
Defunctor. It rolls off a little different than supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Ooh. All right, he's done it. But here's the real challenge. Can you say it backwards? Which is doceexpialisticfragicalarupus.
Gesundheit.
Ditto.
Yeah! I've watched that movie way too much. That being said, you take the biggest guys that have spoken out against LIV Golf put them in that match play tournament versus the guys that left. Phil, DJ, DeChambeau, Kopech, and bang bang baby, Koepka.
Kopech plays
I
baseball.
do that. I do that all the time. That's the other one I do. You do it all. I do it all the time.
The spell, like the way how the
spelled the
words
same.
are together, they look about the same.
Koepka.
Koepka.
Brooks or Bruce,
Yeah.
whichever one.
Bruce.
I mean,
Brucey.
I think there's no other choice than that's where this is leading at. And listen,
And by the way, PGA and LIV Golf Tour, just so you know, this is Blow the Whistle. We came up with this idea. We want at least 10% of all revenue.
Absolutely. But
Bingo.
Bango.
Bongo.
But listen, PGA, if that does happen, they better hope. I think PGA is hoping something like that will happen because, again, we said this yesterday. I'll just say it real quickly. Golf has not been this talked about in a long time.
Not even for the majors.
Not even for the majors. This has been probably one of the best things, despite everything we know of the backing on this. This has been really good for the sport. I know there's a lot of people that say it's not, but in some way it is helping to push it to the forefront. It is getting people to watch it more.
This is the Monday Night Wars of golf.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
You guys want to know something that equates to it perfectly? It is the Monday night. When people were jumping from WCW to WWE and WWE to WCW, this is exactly what that is. Ooh, who's gonna go to the LIV Tour next?
Right. Yeah.
Did you by chance see what your friend said?
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. She goes, I played golf once to impress a guy, but I sucked at playing. Sorry for the distraction. I'm here to support the Irish dad. That's him.
That'd be me. It's just one of our friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our stereo friends.
Absolutely.
Fluff Daddy Guapo.
Mm-hmm.
Fluff Daddy Guapo.
I am him. Yes, I am.
And he is I.
I am him. He is I.
No, yeah. This is. I agree. Totally. This is absolutely the wars of back in the day of WCW and WWF. That's actually a perfect. I equated the whole thing when they came out with the whole 8 tournament no cut tour event. I was like, this feels like it's Nick Saban and Jim Fisher going back and forth. I mean, that was just that little moment. This absolutely is the wrestling wars of back in the day, which, by the way, I loved.
Everybody did.
It was so good. It was such good controversy, such good storyline. So good, man. Now I'm dreaming back in the days, man.
Back in the day.
I'm a kid jumping on the couch all of a sudden with my Goldberg toy, going smash him.
Who's next? He's the greatest of all time, Goldberg.
Love that, man.
All right. Well, that wraps up our LIV Golf talk. But it comes now to the greatest segment of all sports talk. You're Killing Me Smalls. And if you have a You're Killing Me Smalls, which, I mean, you probably should because we had about 3 each yesterday. So send them over to us.
I'm just warning y'all, this could go an hour.
This could.
It very easily could go out. I'm not
honestly,
feeling it today.
I just found a new one that I might add on.
Boy.
Give us your guys' You're Killing Me Smalls on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. We love hearing it from you guys and sharing them out on radio or TV here on YouTube. It's great hearing from you guys. So, stick around here for the chaos next on Blow the Whistle.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work.
I've been drinking Coors since my college days. Cold draft taste, second to none.
Yeah, worth a recorder, am I right?
You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah.
No. You, sir.
Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. I'm the boss.
Hey, sir. Go yourself. You're fired! I still get beer.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed naked clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Welcome back to Blow the Whistle on live stream. Still here with you, Tyler Ye-O Ball and Chain Buterball, with David Double D Dykstra and Andrew Pepe Bellington.
Pepe.
What? You want me to change it to Pepe?
What?
No?
What?
What?
Oh, I don't know. You made it sound like I was saying it wrong.
The wrong accent on the wrong syllable.
Again?
Pepe.
Pepe.
There you go.
That's what I did.
No, you didn't.
Whatever.
Close enough.
Anyways.
It's not Portuguese. Listen, I feel my ex-mother-in-law's hand on the back of my head every time I say that, and it's not Portuguese enough.
I remember
I'm
hearing
gonna
about that
argue
story.
over
This
semantics
is
over a
this
man.
is the same woman that told me, like, when I first met her, Spanish people were the dirty Portuguese. Just like, what? Are you, what?
Whoa.
I was like, whoa.
Good Lord.
Whoa.
She was a very proud Portuguese woman.
All right.
My ex-wife was first generation American. They all came from the Azores. So
All right.
they were very, very proud people.
I came from an island. Okay.
They came from an island too.
That's true. Yeah, they did. They really did.
Yeah.
All right, well, it is time for the greatest segment of all of sports talk. You're Killing Me Smalls, and as I said before, please send us your guys' You're Killing Me Smalls. We love hearing it from you. And you can send them to us at our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1. That's BLOWTWHISTLE1. I'm going to hand it off to David to kick it off as he expressed some feelings about this new one. Look at him go.
Who do we thank again for this?
This is from our boy Jake Bradley. This is coming from the Columbus Dispatch.
Like you couldn't get any worse, Ohio State. You have Mr. I can't remember his first name, Day, who everybody seems to think is the greatest coach since sliced. No, he's a damn good recruiter. That's it. His coaching is horrible. Let's not forget that you used to have Urban Meyer there and comes back and lets women sit on his lap.
Young women.
Young. Well, I mean, I can't really say much about that. I mean,
Who doesn't enjoy a young woman sitting on their lap? I'm just saying, as Urban Meyer, own it. But now you want to have the pomp and arrogance and just pure BS-ity? That's a new word.
There.
I like that.
That's good.
To trademark the word "the," so no other university can use it. You sanctimonious pieces of shit. That's right. Bleep it out. I don't give a flying. Really? Trademark the. Trademark the. So you can have all your alum sit on Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football or whatever football they want to and go, Dustin Field, the Ohio State. And nobody else can go, the University of Miami. Guess what? No other university wants to use that. You didn't have to trademark it. Because guess what? When you're good, you don't need to be pompous and arrogant and full of yourselves. You can just be called the University of Penn State. Or Penn State University. Or Pennsylvania State University. Or the Nittany Lions. Or the greatest football team in all of God's green earth. And yes, this is a little lopsided. Shut your mouth, Andrew. This is my time. Don't step on the Ohio State bubble, because I will starfish all over you.
I'm not into that.
Obviously, it doesn't matter if you are or if you're not. So,
Now I'm more confused.
to thee, and let me emphasize, the biggest Ohio State I can think of, I give you a big old
You're killing me, Smalls.
idiots. Moron. You know what we need to... Like, who the hell is sitting... Is this their board of directors sitting around? You know what we need to do? We need to get a trademark on that "the" thing so no one else can use it. Do you know of any other university that uses it?
As far as I know, I think they're the only ones that call themselves the Ohio State. I don't know of any school that has a "the" in front of them. I mean, it's
Miami doesn't do like the U, does it?
They say the U.
The U.
The U.
They don't go like
but
the.
they don't say, no, it's not the U. It's just...
It's not the University of Miami.
It's
right.
just the U. That's all they are. So
That's
there's
just
no
so
other school.
self-centered
Otherwise,
and-
it's just Miami or Texas or
It's
Oklahoma.
Ohio State. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing else good in Columbus, Ohio. I can guarantee you that.
Definitely not
I
the
have
Blue
been
Jackets.
Imagine going on a tour to that school and like the tour person's just like, "Welcome to the Ohio State
I'll tell you right
University
now,
campus."
they do say that because I took a tour of Ohio Wesleyan when I was getting recruited for football. Went over to their school, took a little campus tour, and they said, "Welcome everybody to the Ohio State University." And I went, "You're so arrogant. You're so arrogant." And then I got to meet Terrell Pryor, which was pretty cool. So I can't argue on that.
And then he didn't do shit afterwards. Way to go, Andrew.
Yeah, well, I guess I gave him I guess I shook his hand. So
Oh, my knee!
I guess I hurt him. I don't know. So
I'll tell you
Sorry.
this. I will tell you this much right now. If it's because there's a University of Ohio,
it might be it.
and they're we are the only university of the Ohio State. Whoopity-doo, Basil.
You're in the middle of Ohio. Who cares?
You're in Columbus.
When's the last time you won a national championship? That's what I thought.
We could maybe make it this year.
Didn't you have like one of the...
You're gonna lose at Penn State because we're gonna kick your ass.
Pretty sure they had like some of the best.
Oh, I'm
players in the
fanboying.
college
I'm fanboying all over this crap today. I don't care. I don't fanboy that often.
No, you don't.
And you know it.
No.
I don't care if it's our fourth string quarterback this year. We gonna whoop your ass.
You had Jameson Williams, you let him walk. You had Joe Burrow, you let him walk. How many more guys will you let just walk and be great?
Don't forget about the
superstars?
latest.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the latest and the greatest.
You could have had a national title, but
Yours.
We're gonna start JT Barrett and maybe Tate Martell over you. Tate Martell.
That one I could not believe.
How could you?
It's all right. When Texas wins the national title this year, and yours is all. This is what should
0 for 2.
Listen, this is what should be on your recruiting poster now. Come play quarterback at The Ohio State. You won't play, but when you transfer, you'll win a national title. That should be on your recruiting poster.
Commit to Ohio State, leave for a national championship. Ohio State University.
The
Ohio State University.
Punk ass.
I'm making a banner for you guys on that.
Oh my god.
Somebody else want to go next?
Andrew, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead.
All right, so I found a new one. Yesterday I did the whole Dodgers $1,000 holes in the jersey thing, and I did a pretty good rant with Cody Decker, which I can't reproduce that. But some interesting news in the world of boxing. If you don't know.
Did he say he wanted to reproduce with Cody Decker?
Is that what you said?
I said that I could not reproduce.
I thought I heard that.
I mean, listen, he is a handsome man. So in the boxing world, if you don't know, there's this man who thinks he's a boxer. He's really just a prize fighter, if you will, by the name of Jake Paul. Well, Jake Paul put out a tweet once again trying to get to Tommy Fury, if you don't know, the brother of Tyson Fury, to fight once again. The tweet said, "Tommy Fury, you pulled out last year. Then you agree to fight me now, but your dad is trying to pull you out again. We've given you everything you've asked for. $2 million purse, Veda testing, and tampons. You have 24 hours to clear this up, or I will never give you this opportunity again." Jake, we've been talking about this for how long? About you fighting an actual boxer. And now you have the opportunity, and now, once again, Tommy Fury's probably not going to fight you. So I invite you to please show your capabilities and fight a real boxer. Fight a former boxer, a former NBA player that you could put in Madison Square Garden that you can make bank on in Kendall Gill, but you're too scared and too afraid because you know you're going to get that ass whooped. Because you can't really box. You can train, you can look good in all the videos, but guess what? Even Cam Newton looked good in his Instagram videos, but when he got out on that field, man, he really sucked it up.
Starfish.
Be real about it. Kendall Gill will starfish you all over the mat. I guarantee you, my friend. Yeah, he'll give him the double. You have no shot of beating Tommy Fury. You have less of a shot beating Kendall Gill. So why not fight a real boxer? Why not fight somebody that's willing to challenge you? You don't know his name. We'll get to know his name. His name is Kendall Gill. And he's coming for you, and he wants you. So let's go. Fight a real boxer. So to Jake Paul, for completely trying to avoid any opportunity to have an actual boxer, I say to you, sir,
You're killing me, Smalls.
Hey. Hashtag Jake Paul got no balls. Hashtag Gill versus Paul.
Hashtag Jake Paul like to pull out.
Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
I like that one better.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I like that one better.
Jake Paul likes to pull out.
Unbelievable.
Hashtag Jake Paul pulls out.
Oh, shit. All right, I think it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I wish a mother trucker would come after us.
Right?
I could, like, we could literally
someone tried to sell a lawnmower on our Facebook page. Someone tried.
Literally verbally destroy anyone.
I'll buy Ben Simmons. I'll box you. I already said. Let's go.
I'd pay for that.
I would. Let's go. You clearly don't want to play basketball.
His kneecaps would be in so much trouble.
That's all I gotta do. Just kick him in the kneecaps.
That's it. Yeah.
He's down like
I'm chopping him down like a tree,
I was gonna say like a fallen tree.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. You're Killing Me Smalls goes to Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback, who
I kind of heard about this, so I'm intrigued.
So he turned his $24 million signing bonus into $9 million by getting it all in crypto, and then he lost it. All of
broke?
them. Yeah.
Nice.
So, if you look, I'm looking at this chart. He lost 62.7% of his total earnings of that signing contract. Dude, first off, what the hell are you doing throwing this kind of money around as a second-year quarterback in the NFL? You haven't even started your second year in the NFL yet. And you're throwing this money away. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure the stock market is very shitty right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're almost thinking it's going to be another stock market crash.
Yeah. And the crypto market's even worse.
It's the worst it's ever been in a while. And you're going to invest in crypto? And the worst part, when you invest, you don't lose if you're down. You're just down. No, you took it out. That's when you lose. Then you lose the money. You just lost $9 million for a stupid decision.
This financial advisor sucks.
Like, who the hell did you hire? Well, my buddy who just graduated from Clemson University. Some new grad?
Debo. He said, believe in Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Invested in the Lord, and the Lord will provide, Trevor.
And if you look, here's also a list. He ranks second on sports stars who suffered the biggest salary loss.
Yes.
Because
they keep investing in
any
crypto.
sport.
Stop investing in this clear pyramid scheme that is across the globe.
Did he actually graduate Clemson?
No.
Oh.
He left early.
Oh, really?
Shows, doesn't it?
Would have never thought.
He still gets residuals from Remember the Titans, though, doesn't he?
Sunshine.
I don't think he was even a twinkle in his dad's testes when that movie.
Oh, there you go.
Call back.
Good job.
Call back.
Good job.
Thank you.
Way to bring it back.
So, to Trevor Lawrence for making an absolute dumbass investment and then losing it all. So now you can't take your whoever he's engaged now.
Yeah.
His fiance, tonight's dinner. Honey, it's time to go to McDonald's. Trevor Lawrence, I give you a big old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Nothing outside of the value menu, honey.
You don't even have
threw a touchdown. Guess what? We get the
You know what?
splurge.
You better get that small combo.
Good luck on McDonald's. They've gotten expensive too.
Honey,
There's
you can't
no
get a
such thing as
McFlurry. We're too broke. Sorry.
Well, and the ice cream machine's probably broken.
Oh, that sounds really good right now.
I know.
Good luck.
Dairy
on
Queen sounds good. Scratch that. Dairy Queen sounds good.
You're making me hungry, boys.
That's why I just had a.
Do I go to Burger King?
Chocolate ice cream, double chocolate chip cookie dough, Blizzard.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
You ever had a s'mores blizzard at Dairy Queen?
I am not a huge s'mores fan.
Really?
You want to hear the weirdest combination I've ever seen on an ice cream sundae? It's my dad, and he swears by it.
I hope you don't put ketchup on it.
No. Kiss my
Okay.
ass. Hey, I'll have you know I had one of my favorite dinners the other night.
Mac and cheese and ketchup.
For Father's Day.
Yeah?
Mac and cheese and tuna, and did not put ketchup on it.
Mac and cheese and tuna. I made a tuna fish sandwich yesterday.
We used to have these things in high school
Uh-huh.
that if you wanted to go cheap at lunch, they were called tuna bumsteads. They were a toasted like hot dog or hoagie bun filled with tuna salad and cheese. Toasted
I could eat that.
and melted.
That sounds like actual food compared to what I ate in high school.
Oh, I had
I had a buffalo chicken wrap that I don't think was chicken, nor was it actual buffalo sauce.
I got that beat.
No.
I can guarantee you, I had a soy burger every single day for my junior and senior year.
Did you go to high school?
Yeah, what?
Illinois sucks, man.
One thing
No, they tried to call it a hamburger, but it was a soy burger. You could tell.
I'd rather have that than what they called pizza. It was like
Yeah, I don't know
almost
what the
pizza.
hell they gave us.
Like the
Oh, the
SNL
pizza burger?
bit. It was almost pizza.
And once a week,
Get a pizza burger?
once a week, we would get salad bar, and that was the greatest day of all.
Actually, I can't complain.
You could pile that salad up so high.
I went to a private school for a couple years, and there was days, I think it was every Wednesday, they had Chick-fil-A brought in, and then other days would be Subway.
I hate public school. I don't usually say that.
My name's Tyler. I like starfish.
Freaking public school sucks.
But then I went to public school. I went to public school
Yeah, but
for
you
the
went
rest.
to a good public school. Apparently, mine was.
Did you ever have the mashed potato chicken bowl?
No, we never had anything like that.
That was good.
My school was awful.
Mashed potatoes,
my high school was
gravy,
supposed to be a prison.
popcorn chicken, and some corn.
That's the truth. My high school was supposed to be a prison that they had said, we can't really afford to make it a prison, so what do we do? Make it a high school.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is 4:20, just so you know.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I got stuff to do.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Got a whole nother show
That
I gotta
was.
make.
Hurry up.
You're
We
killing
gotta do our goodbyes. So
All
we
right.
can Irish goodbye 'em.
That was You're Killing Me Smalls. Thank you for listening. This has been Blow the Whistle. You can find us here usually Tuesdays, but sometimes it's Wednesdays, but you'll find us.
Sometimes it's Thursdays. You just never
Sometimes
know.
you can find us on the radio side every Monday from 2 to 4 most of the time.
Tomorrow or next week it'll be 1 to 3.
I'm Tyler Beaterball. You can find me on Facebook at Tyler Beaterball, Twitter at Tyler Beaterball, Instagram at Ty_Butterball45. And you can find me at 670 The Score, occasionally doing Cubs highlights or Cubs board. And you can find me producing the new Southsiders podcast from Odyssey with Shane Reardon and Gabe Ramirez. You can find it on all podcasting platforms. You can find Blow the Whistle on all podcasting platforms on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio,
Quad Pod!
Quad Pod, because Quad Pod never forgets about you. David!
What's up?
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at DDykstra7795. You can also find me on Twitter at DavidDykstra4. You can find me every Wednesday doing my show with Darius Jefferson. It's called The Lockup. It's everything pro wrestling going today. You can also find me with these guys on Mondays, 2 to 4, 1 to 3, whenever it may be, doing Blow the Whistle.
I like that, right?
You can, right. You can also find me Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the BetQL Network on the Daily Tip, hosted by Chelsea Messenger and Michael Jenkins. Absolutely phenomenal betting show with lots of laughs. It's the reason they call it Wagertainment, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny.
I can confirm.
Can confirm.
It is a great show. I love those two. And adding David is just better.
True.
Nothing against Shay.
I haven't even really popped out of my shell there yet either.
You'll get there.
I don't feel comfortable giving them the whole Double D experience yet.
You're gonna
because they're gonna be
bloom.
like, "What the hell?"
You're gonna bloom
Like a flower,
like a flower.
Like an eagle, he must fly.
like a starfish gently caressed by a pinky. I shall bloom.
I shall bloom.
Andrew,
go.
Yeah, you guys can find me at The Fluffy Guru on Twitter. You guys can always find me, though, at Boom Cream Captain on Instagram as well. Obviously, guys, if you want to stick around a little bit more in about an hour and a half, or come back to it, we'll be here with the X-Bomb Sports Live show today, and then again tomorrow for another show as well. So you guys can find me there all the time. Again, I'll be on the radio with these guys all the time myself.
Andrew, don't promote yourself. Promote the pretty guy.
Promote the pretty guy. You mean my guy Drew?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Wonderful co-host Drew.
That gorgeous hunk of man.
Yes, he is. I have a new adjective for him every single show because he's just a very good-looking human being. So if you guys want to check him out and hear what we have to say on sports, come check us out in about an hour and a half, and again tomorrow at 5:30.
Who else are we giving props out
to?
to?
Do this too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you always have to
Take
do
a deep
this.
breath. Take a
I
huge.
can never remember
I want
it.
to see if you can get it all in one breath, dude. Take a huge deep breath, and I'll try not to big time you too much.
You guys can go check out Money Motivation with Hannah B. It's a wonderful podcast you can find on Spotify.
Big time podcast.
iHeartRadio. It's a wonderful podcast as well. You can also check her out at 102.3 XLC, the afternoon.
Big time
drive,
station.
where she does an amazing job on the radio. She also does an amazing show on Star 96 with our very own Eddie Volkman.
Big
in the
time,
morning
and
for the After 8 Hours show. She also
Huge,
can find our
huge
boy
time.
Brandon Januska. He is at 94.3
He's our boy.
WNKR doing Genuine Radio. You can also listen to him on Baseball Banter with Brandon, and you can also check out the boys at the Parlay like Kendall Gill and Tony Lopez at theparlay.com.
Tony Lopez. Oh, Tilo. That's right. Whew.
All right.
Okay,
right.
take it easy.
about
I
to
don't want you.
pass out.
I don't want you to pass out.
I got one.
Listen. Here's the thing. We've got some big time people that are connected to this show. Eventually, Brandon, I'm probably going to send you some Instagram clips that I've found that I think.
Will you just send them already?
I still haven't seen him.
Oh, he came out with a new one. He actually has an Instagram page. I'll just get you to his Instagram page. It's
Who?
fantastic.
Who, Brandon?
No,
Who?
Brandon's twin,
Oh, I need to see this.
who likes to dance.
I need to see this.
Texas honky tonk style. Sorry, I said it, Brandon. Yo.
Right.
At least we know how to spell Harry Carey.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
That is true.
Unlike an organization that he worked for.
All right. Are we going to Irish goodbye this?
I don't even know why you're asking. Just Irish goodbye it already.
All right. It's been.
No, you don't even say goodbye. What are you doing? Just Irish goodbye it, TJ.